This one's been a really tough one to kind of figure out how to even share this with you guys because, personally, it's one of those things where it's like I I almost wanted to just kind of suffer in silence about it, but enough people that I've talked privately about it has said you should let people know because it's kind of like a big deal. And well, let's let you guys in on something that's crazy that's going on right now. A really quick disclaimer: if you just like Boundary Break content, don't recommend watching this video. The very, very short of it is that there's going to be more episodes of Boundary Break, and you're welcome to click off right now. For the rest of you that follows me and wants to know what's going on in my life right now, I will let you know. The thing that's going on in my life right now is not great, and I, of course, feel like it's one of those big challenges. It might even be one of the biggest challenges I'm kind of going through at the moment in my entire life. So what's let's start from the top. Basically, there was this situation where I got a place that was out of my price range, and I've been struggling to keep it for the entire time that I basically owned it. And I was just kind of like at this point where it was like, yeah, it's very obvious that I need to downsize. And so it became a goal of mine to basically outlast this place long enough that I could sell it off and break even. And the good news, again, the very short of it is that I made it. You know, there was a lot of sacrifices I had to make along the way. I essentially lost my game collection and other items that I've bought in the past to keep myself afloat. But yeah, eventually I was able to sell my place and not go bankrupt, which is a huge victory, as some of you probably know. And weirdly, when I sold the place, it wasn't worked out that it would be contingent on me finding a new place. The original thought was just to go to my friends and just say, hey, mind if I just stay with you long enough to find a new place to live and then I'll be out of your hair? And they were like, yeah, sure. So once we got that started and going and I was trying to find places, I started to realize because of the stress and the amount of work that I've had to solely put into getting my place sold, I realized that I had not really earned all that much in the last 3 months, which is what a landlord kind of looks for in terms of deciding you as a tenant. And it doesn't really reflect how much I usually make for my career on YouTube, but it is a really poor reflection of it. And so I think it would be really, really hard to find a place currently. And so I'm kind of stuck at the moment. There's now an insurmountable amount of pressure to make sure that things go smoothly in the next while to kind of show that I have a stable income and find a place. And it's, again, super important without getting into too many personal details about my life. There's a lot of huge responsibilities and people that depend on me in my personal life. And so it's urgent that I get this all figured out and sorted out. And I've kind of thought about what those solutions are. The initial one was, I gotta just let go of the YouTube career completely. If this is the amount of money that I've pulled in for the last 3 months, then yeah, that's not sustainable. And I've kind of thought about trying to shift careers and stuff, and maybe just try to find remote work, whether that be part-time or special, just circumstantial work, whatever, just to kind of draw in something. Just trying to make sure that I keep things responsible on my end and have something lined up in case, the YouTube career did go away one day. But once the panic settled down, I was thinking to myself, what happened? Where did things go wrong? Where in the last 3 months, the channel's performance just completely tanked. And once I was able to kind of settle down and look things over and talk to people and things like that, I started to realize the channel's not destroyed or washed up. It was a lot of decision making that was made sort of under stress and with a panic of trying to also get a house sold. So I realize now, reflecting on the last 3 months of work, I think I could have picked a lot better choices for certain games, and also the ones that maybe were a little bit more shocking and surprising, like Oblivion, for example. I thought that video would be a slam dunk, but frankly, I didn't make it as good as I could possibly make it. And I think when you know as a creator that you made something that isn't quite up to the par that you're used to making, I think that the audience kind of understands that too in some way. And maybe that's how things got affected with that one. But there are videos that definitely did really well, like for example, the mouthwashing video did great. First of all, there was an amazing discovery in that video, and the game was popular at the time. And so it was just a winning combination. And I can understand why that one would do a lot better than a lot of other videos recently. And so for me, I'm kind of thinking like, oh, you know what? Like I need to really kind of sit there and think about better choices for episodes of Boundary Break. Because yeah, I think that maybe the channel is at a point in its career where you can't just cover just about any game. Like, for example, I think a old Kirby game from the Wii era is just not going to really excite people in the way that something like Deltarune might, which I haven't covered on this channel yet, but that will probably be my next video, honestly. So anyways, yeah, my thoughts are maybe I should try to find remote work, whether it be part-time, and if anybody hires for remote work that's watching this video or knows a person, feel free to reach out to me and maybe we can work something out. That'd be really cool. Or, obviously if you need a video editor or something like that, that's something I could kind of do on the side. Any YouTube related stuff, that'd be really cool. And of course, I will say it that creators do have Patreon for a reason. It is so that if you want to support a creator so that they can work comfortably, it would be a really helpful time to pledge right now. There's a lot of exclusive content on there, so there's a great reason to do it. And so, yeah, that's basically my life right now. I'm kind of operating pretty far away from where I used to live, and I'm just sort of like in a friend's video game room and sleeping on his futon. And my goal is to get a place again really, really soon. All this to say, it's been pretty chaotic lately, and that's why there's been some gaps in uploads. And also, again, if you noticed a quality dip in videos, then that's pretty much why. Although I will say, recently I put out a video about Shrek's Fuzzy Donkey and why that happened and what that meant to the production of Shrek. And if you haven't seen it, you should definitely check that out. I will leave a link to that because for whatever reason, that one didn't really strike big. But I think that one was a ton of fun. So if you hadn't heard of it, or you just didn't recognize it because it wasn't like a traditional Boundary Break video with the thumbnail and all that stuff, I definitely recommend you give it a shot. Its sibling video, that Toy Story one with the 3 different renders, that was such a surprising success. I wasn't expecting that to get over 100,000 views, and I'm so glad it did because I was really passionate about it and I had a lot of fun making that video and the Shrek video. So yeah, I mean, that would be a really cool thing to kind of add to the channel's repertoire of content. But I was sort of advised by like professionals when, again, I've been going through it and talking to all sorts of different types of people. One of the things that I was advised was to start an all new channel that kind of has like that Boundary Break vibe, but make it all new. So that way, like people that subscribed from, like either a Mario video or a Detroit Become Human video, instead, they can still kind of focus on video game related content. It's already diversified enough on this channel. A lot of people focus fire on different genres or specific franchises for their channels, and that's really smart. I have never done that. As you know, I got really lucky with Boundary Break being such a fun idea that I was able to do all sorts of different types of games. But even then, that definitely holds back the channel quite a bit because if a guy subscribed for Mario, they're less likely to click on a video about Uncharted, for example, and so that can affect the video's performance and its outreach to new people. But I'd say that for 9 years, we've been doing pretty well with this formula, but to kind of give new ideas the strongest chance they got, I might start up another channel someday. Of course, I'm kind of licking my wounds at the moment, so I don't have a ton of time to start up an all-new channel just yet, but I think like if things can sort of shift back into a positive direction, that might be something I try to do sooner than later. So that might be cool. But yeah, again, just to summarize as far as what this channel update is, I'm just kind of like letting the audience know that I plan to still put out a full Boundary Break episode and really put my best foot forward with the choice of game and hopefully find amazing content and put my heart and soul into it. But also at the same time, too, I think it might be wise to try to pick up part-time work, either remotely or whatever at this point, just so that I can secure a place and sort of recover in terms of my presence on YouTube. I don't think I'm ever going to go anywhere. I don't even think I'm ever going to get rid of the Boundary Break channel, period. I want to make that super clear. Like, even if like the channel did get washed up and die, I don't think it's there yet. But even if it did, I think I would still try to put out the occasional video, just because this channel has taken so much care of me over the years that I couldn't possibly just walk away from it entirely. I get why people walk away from their channels, because it is a ton of work. But at the same time, too, it's like, at least make a goodbye video. But for me, I'm kind of like, dude, this has been such a wild, crazy, fun time. How could you possibly just vanish, you know? So that's kind of like my pledge that, no matter what, even if it's just for fun, I would just like occasionally put out a Boundary Break video. But again, you kind of have an idea of where my goals are and what I want to do. And of course, like I said, at some point in this video, you're welcome to help me accomplish them. And with or without anybody's help, I'm definitely going to pull myself out of this situation and hopefully move out really soon. But of course, any extra help can help expedite that goal. So of course, I'm going to accept that if anybody would like to support. Anyways, thank you so much for listening to this really, really downer channel update. I really wanted a video like this to just be me being like, guys, we are thriving out here. Thank you so much for watching and stuff. But it's always darkest before the dawn. Many people have had similar struggles, and it just comes down to just doing whatever it takes to get out of it. So it's going to happen, and I got the drive to do it. I'll keep you guys updated on anything new that happens. But in the meantime, I will just say Boundary Break episodes are still on their way. The next one that I'm planning to do is Deltarune. So I hope you check it out when it launches. And thank you guys. Thank you so much for listening. All right. Take care.